In this video, we're going to make the palm tree bend to the right, and we're going to use some warping in the process. But before we actually start doing that, what we need to make sure that these leaves are one single group and that my stem is one single group. So I'm simply going to marquee around the leaves, just like that, and I'm gonna go with Control G on my keyboard to make these guys a group. So we can see that in the control panel, and then I'm gonna select the stem, and I'm gonna Control G again to make this a group as well. I think I'm going to start with the stem, so I'm gonna select it, and I'm gonna go to the Effect menu, Warp, and I'm gonna go with Arch, just like that. Now we got different options right here, but the most important option is this horizontal or vertical band mode, and of course the band amount that we're going to apply. So let me just click Preview. And what Arch function does is it simply makes your shape all kind of arc to one side, but we don't need like the horizontal band, because if I just increase it, you can see that it's not actually what we want. What we want is a vertical band, and I am going to increase it to something around, maybe that's going to be a bit too much, maybe let's go with 20%, just like that, and I'm going to hit OK. And of course, this is still a live effect. So if I just go to the outline mode, you can see that I got my stem actually. Well, the paths that I'm making the stem are still straight, but we can see that they are being bent by the warp tool. Well, the warp function. And if we want to change, like maybe we decided that this arch is not what we want, or we want to change the band options, of course we need to select it. Well, we can select it, and then we can go to the Appearance panel and click this Warp Arch link right here. Okay, so let's say that I am satisfied with the band value and with the arch effect that it's creating. So I'm simply going to select it. I'm going to go to the Object menu, and I'm going to go Expand Appearance, just like that. So it no longer is a live effect, but now it's an arched shape. Now, I am not going to make the leaves bend or make the leaves arch as I did with the stem, because I think I want to preserve the proportional look and feel of my leaves. What I want to do, however, is I want to make them kind of like flow in the same line with the stem. So instead of warping it, what we could do is we could simply go to the Rotate tool. So I'm simply going to press the R key on the keyboard. Of course, I have my leaves selected, and I'm going to press the Enter on my keyboard. And since I made, if I can recall right, since I made my arch bent by the 20 degrees or 20%, I need to enter the same value right here for the rotate angle. But since I want to rotate it to the right, I'm gonna enter the negative value, negative 20, minus 20 actually, right here. And I will now reposition it somewhere here. This should be fine. And there we go. We got our palm tree bending to the right. And if you think that maybe these leaves are a bit too big in relation to the stem, like I do right now, we could simply select it and make it smaller to somewhere here. This should be fine. Let me just move it, bring it down. Okay, now the last thing to do here would be, of course, to add the cocoa nuts. So I'm going to grab the Ellipse tool, and I'm going to create a cocoa nut that's going to be something like this. I'm going to give it a proper color, this darker brown, and I'm going to move it to somewhere here. This should be fine. Let me just zoom in a bit, and I'm going to clone it to the left. So I'm holding down the Alt key and the Control, actually, in my case, because if you press the Control key or Command if you're on a Mac, you're going to temporarily switch the last used selection tool. So right now I'm holding down the Control key and the Alt keys together to simply move this coconut to the left. And I think I'm going to make it just a bit smaller till it looks something like this. And there we go, we got our palm tree created. Now the next step, of course, would be to create the other palm tree and maybe rotate it a bit and simply position them the way we want. But that's something that we are going to do in the next video. So in this video, you learned how to use the arch function, and of course you can experiment with all the other warp functions as well if you want. So we bent the stem to the left, and we rotated the leaves and added the cocoa nuts.